Hello and welcome to PMCLounge.com. My name is Shoaib. I'm the voice behind all the videos, training videos that you see on this YouTube channel as well as the website PMCLounge.com. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are at youtube.com/PMCLounge if you're watching us elsewhere right now. Now, today the topic of the video is value analysis, and I did touch upon this topic in one of our previous videos when we were talking about the cost management knowledge area. And this also pertains to cost management knowledge area, this concept itself. Although this is not very important when it comes to the PMP exam, but it is very important when it comes to your real life project management. So value analysis, what does it really mean? And I mentioned when I talked about it, I mentioned how this is about making sure the cost of the project goes down without reducing the scope or the quality. And the first question that you should ask when you hear something like this is this a magic wand? How can you reduce the cost without reducing the scope and keeping the quality also at par? How is that possible? So that is what value analysis is all about. And the term comes in from value engineering, and I'll be referring to some of my notes here. So value engineering, it is the modification of design and systems according to value analysis. So that is a definition for value engineering. You are modifying your design, you are modifying your systems, and this modification is based on value analysis. So which brings us to the next point. What really is value analysis? So value analysis is an activity devoted to optimizing cost performance. So this activity is all about how you can optimize the cost performance, how you can lower the cost, optimize it, make sure that the overall cost of doing a certain activity or delivering a project goes down. And now how do you do that? So the first is, so there are 4 steps how you can achieve this. The first is identify functions. You need to identify what all are the functions of your project, of your deliverable. Now let's say you are working on a software project. The functions of your project include several code modules. Okay, so there are several functions that your project is performing, the output of your project is performing, the software program is performing, and those functions, you have clearly identified those modules, code modules, as the functions. Now the second step is establish values of those functions. Now you need to understand how much does each function cost. So let's say there are 10 functions that the output of your project, the software program, is performing. There are 10 functions. Now, how much does each function cost? That's the value that you need to get. The activity number 3, the point number 3 here is brainstorm on how to provide the function at lowest overall cost. So you have the list of 10 functions. Now you're going to find out how you can deliver those functions at the lowest possible cost. And you need to do a lot of brainstorming for this. Now, how are you going to do it? We were talking about a software project. We were talking about delivering a software program. You have 10 functions that you are going to deliver. How can you reduce the cost for those 10 functions? Can you come up with 2 or 3 very simple standard functions that do not have customized requirements? If there are 2 or 3 such functions in your software program, can you have lower cost resources work on those functions? So instead of having a senior engineer work on those functions, can you have a junior engineer, someone who's recently joined, someone who costs less to the organization? Can they work on those standard functions rather than asking an SME to work on it, asking a senior engineer to work on it? That is one way that you can reduce the cost of delivering those functions. And of course, you need to brainstorm, right? Now, let's say you need to use a certain piece of code, which is a third-party code. Can you float a tender out and make sure that you get that piece of code with the same quality from a different vendor such that it costs less? So that is how you need to brainstorm. These are some of the ideas that I am throwing out, but you need to brainstorm on your project what is applicable to your project. So that's the way how you brainstorm and you come up with ideas on how you can provide these functions at the lowest cost possible. That is point number 3. The point number 4 and most important is that the scope and the quality should not be impacted. While you are performing value analysis, while you're bringing the cost, the overall cost down, you need to make sure that you're not compromising on the quality of the deliverable and the scope of the deliverable. After all, the whole idea behind value analysis is bringing the cost down by keeping the scope in place. So I hope this video was helpful. We received a comment on creating this video, so I did this. And if you have any other comments, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comment and I'll definitely respond or create a separate video on those questions just like this one. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified, and don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com, your #1 free PMP resource. Thank you and have a nice day.